brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
I wish you'd stop lying, Jill. Oh, how I wish you'd stop lying. It's brighter, but it's still overcast and rainy. We're just hoping that this is all just whatever it is burning off until we get into nice. It has to be nice this weekend. It has to be.
I was saying to Ollie when I came in, does it feel like Environment Canada has been particularly out to lunch this week?
Yeah.
I mean, they're always a little out to lunch, but usually they're
17, 18, and partly cloudy with sun all week.
They're usually at least like closing in on the actual weather.
It's all part of the grand conspiracy. This is all part of it. It's not a pandemic. It's not that. It's a meteorology plan. I don't know.
Still waiting on that hot, dry summer.
Still waiting on that hot, dry summer, and but that's okay. It has to be nice this weekend. There's something very important happening this weekend. It's the Bella Dance Academy end of the year show, and I've been wrapped up in this because Phoenix has been working incredibly hard to get this together, to try to make it, fit within the restrictions that are there.
Yeah.
And then like still giving everyone a piece of their own show to end the year.
Right.
The whole point is to celebrate the whole year.
That's right.
With the end of the year show, and she's come up with something pretty remarkable, and I'm either going to have her on next week or do a little story on it. It's pretty awesome.
So that's happening this weekend.
Nice. On Sunday.
Amazing.
So we had a story yesterday about how NAC is getting creative. And whoa, Nelly! NAC is getting creative.
Yeah.
Bella Dance is... They sent in their plan for how they're going to do their classes and how they're going to do this end of the year show.
Right.
G said it's the most comprehensive plan they received from anybody.
Wow.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Phase two. Phase 2.
Phase 2.
Phase 2. Fight.
Wait, fight. Who's fighting? Wait, what?
That's phase 2. We can fight again.
Oh.
In the street.
All right.
No, phase 2 starts today. Hopefully, if nothing happens between now and 3 o'clock, we'll move to phase 2 of our pandemic travel recovery plan. Once again, changes travel restrictions at a news conference. Oh my goodness, another change in travel restrictions. We've been hitherto front and rear all week long. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, I'm allowed to travel wherever I want, as long as I stay in the NWT.
That's
and
right.
I'm a resident. But I can bring up people from the South.
Yeah.
As long as they stay in a bubble when they get here.
And they will. Because
Yes.
people always follow the rules.
I was actually thinking about this the other day. How many people are going down into Alberta just so they can come back and have a 2-week vacation on the federal government at Chateau Nova?
73.
73, at least.
Yes.
At least.
According to our data.
That's right. According to Cabin Radio Research, which is done by me, so it's pretty good.
So a fraction of the population.
A mere fraction is taking advantage. I mean, I don't know that there is. It just seems like it's. I don't know. It seems like I felt like I could have done that. I could be like, I gotta go to Edmonton for. I gotta do this.
Why didn't you?
And
could have
then
done it the whole time.
Come back and.
I mean, that's
2
the
weeks.
thing. I don't think Alberta's border was ever closed to us. I
No.
don't think.
Alberta's border wasn't closed to anybody.
Unless it was, and they're just saying it wasn't now because it's going to get them in trouble to say that.
Listen, I know what we said. We're going to, you know what? I know what you think we said. But we didn't actually say that. All right? You're crazy. I don't know why you keep making things up. Ugh. It's not what I meant, okay? It wasn't my intention to let you believe that you couldn't travel.
That's right.
All right? I'm sorry you took it that way. But emerging wisely, phase 2.
Yeah.
Starting today at around 3 o'clock. Phase 2 means more activities that will be allowed in the territory. Though Dr. Candola, again, has cautioned that will increase the risk of COVID-19 potentially spreading. The more activities we do,
right.
If there are people coming in and out of the territory, which we know there are, I've seen them.
It's been allowed the whole time.
Coming in and out of the territory and not isolating. And
that's
definitely happening.
Nah,
that
it's not allowed though.
Happening. Oh, it's not
it's
allowed.
Against the rules.
It's against the rules.
So shame on you.
It's definitely happening. So currently, territories planned for phase 2 will allow for more sports and the reopening of some businesses, including dining in at restaurants and the chance for movie theaters to open.
Yeah,
movie theater to open.
Right.
Well, there's a theater in Haverhill.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Is there?
The Riverview Cineplex or Riverview Cinema. Riverview? Yes. That's what it's called. We're Scott Cloutier when you need it. So this is great. I mean, dining in at restaurants is something we've all missed. I mean, it's going to be spaced out, of course, and opening up patios that's spacing. And there's been so many kind of adjustments, adaptations. I don't call them innovations, but adaptations to how we kind of support these restaurants. Of course, we've got Takeout Week this week as well. So if you're still a little edgy about going to sit down at a restaurant and do all that, then you can still do the Takeout Week.
Yeah.
We had the Woodyard last night.
Oh, did you?
Did too.
Oh.
But we can't win.
No.
We were all psyched up to do it.
Yeah.
Got it home, and I was like, can't even win this.
Can't even win.
Can't win this damn thing. You know what? I love being a part of cabin radio. I love being a cabin radioer. We have to stop putting on such great contests that I am not allowed to win.
Can someone else put on some great contests that we can win?
But who? Who else? I don't know.
Well, NNSL's doing their Polar Tech.
That's true.
The fishing thing.
I like that.
Go fishing, catch a big fish.
Go fishing, catch a big fish.
I don't know what the prizes are, but
it's another fish.
we could show it's some fish, fresh fish.
You got the biggest fish. Go get some fresh fish. You won the biggest fish. Here's you won a knife to fillet your own fish.
Fresh from Kazakhstan.
We will never forget that Kazakhstan fish that passed off as white fish.
Never
forget. Outdoor gatherings of after 50 people are set to be allowed, up from the 25 at present. Gym classes are expected to return with size limits, of course. The details will be confirmed this afternoon. We're moving through the phases as we move further and further through these phases. It means more and more of our freedoms, which were unlawfully stolen from us, will slowly return. It's great, and hopefully we'll get some more clarification on what we're allowed to do travel-wise. Because what I'm waiting for is being able to leave the territory. Still have to come back but come back and self-monitor, not self-isolate.
Right.
Because I can't go on a 4-week vacation. I don't work for the GNWT,
Yeah.
So, and that's, again, nothing against the GNWT, but you guys got some pretty awesome vacation packages.
Hey, they fought for those vacation packages.
They did, absolutely, and they take advantage. I'm not making, it's not judgment. My mother was a member of the GNWT, and when she retired, she had 8 weeks or 9 weeks of vacation just padded up, and she's like, I'm retiring 6 months early.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So that's definitely a benefit.
Yeah.
So, but I can't do that. I can't go for a week and then come back and have to isolate for 2 weeks.
Well,
It's not going to work.
I'm afraid that's not the GNWT's problem, Jesse.
I know it's not. I don't expect the GNWT to solve my problem.
I think it's going to be an exciting afternoon because I remember of course, phase 1, the announcement happened not that long ago. And I think the whole territory that we're pretty much tuned into that press conference. And so phase 2 happening this afternoon. And there's been a whole lot of confusion and controversy since then. So that's just going to bring higher ratings.
Absolutely. There's not been one step of this. And this speaks to how new this is for everybody,
yes,
including the top doctors and the top policymakers and the top legal people in the territory. There's not been one step of this that has not been confusing.
No.
And not misleading, but just there has not been a phase or a step forward or a step in whatever direction that has created gray area.
Yeah.
Right? There's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can cover.
Right.
You try to cover all these sports, and then somebody's like, what about Frisbee golf? And they're like,
yeah,
we forgot about Frisbee golf.
But back in, phase 1, there was that unified front, at least, right? Everyone was they were on the same page. It's we're not sure if what we're doing is 100% the way we should be, but this is what we're doing. This is the plan we've come up with. We're moving forward like this.
Yeah.
Everyone buy in, and everyone was like, yeah, no questions asked.
Yeah.
And then season 2, big plot twist.
Yep.
What is the finale going to look like?
Is phase 2 season 2 or is phase 2 season 3?
Yeah, this is phase 2 is the season 2 finale.
Oh.
We're going into season 3. Oh. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Well, wouldn't phase 2 be the start of a new season? Because the tradition?
No. He gets the finale.
Oh.
We start season 3 in phase 2. It's a very confusing show.
I don't know. I can't follow this show.
You might
I didn't even read the books before all this. These books, I mean, like, what's the next book coming out?
Oh, God knows. It hasn't been written yet.
God, for goodness sake. Phase 2 starting later today, and we'll have that for you. Ollie and the team are on that to give you everything you need to know later on this afternoon, and whether or not we're going to violate the Charter of Rights and Freedoms again. Oh, we wait with bated breath. And
I love violating that thing.
Absolutely. Lecter, Lecter, I do have one question for you for Phase 2. As the restrictions loosen anymore, like, what can I do? Can I kick it?
Yeah, you can.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Wheeler, Lecter, Ollie, Sarah, all with you on your Friday morning. That's right. All your friends are here, sitting around, gabbing about whatever. In producing radio programs or TV programs or movie programs, you have to deal with sound. That's right. You have to record sound, and sometimes things disrupt that sound recording. For example, if you're doing a take on a movie set or something like that, sometimes you have to stop because a plane's overhead, and that'll get picked up. It'll be in the background. You may not even hear it that much,
right?
But it'll disrupt what you're doing, disrupt all the audio, right?
Yeah.
So that happened to you yesterday.
Well, and that's totally understandable on a movie set because you're not supposedly in a soundproof studio.
That's true.
When that happens...
Is this a soundproof studio?
I don't think anyone would go as far as to use the phrase soundproof.
Especially not Wilfrid Laurier, but...
Yeah.
Well, Studio One actually is more soundproof than it's ever been.
Yeah, that's
go
right.
ahead, Jesse. Give it a scream.
Oh.
Oh, that was half-hearted.
Oh, well,
Test that wall. Come on now.
They also aren't in the office right now.
Well, we'll find out.
Oh, good. Now all the headphones are broken.
Okay, I don't hear anyone running.
I don't hear
to our
anyone doing
office.
anything.
No,
Yeah.
that is a beautiful...
Certainly don't hear
brand new-
anyone listening anymore.
I turned away from the mic for that, too.
Beautiful brand new soundproof wall. No issues with Wilfrid Laurier. On the other end, though, occasionally, like
Yep.
there's some like cosmetic looking soundproofing up. AJ made it look really pretty. I don't know that it does the intended job.
Well, that's not soundproofing.
Ah.
That's sound dampening.
Ah.
So that the cone stuff, the foam that is
Yes.
in that studio,
The egg stuff.
is there to make it so that there is less echo
Yeah.
in the room
Yes.
when you are recording. It has absolutely no effect on how much noise comes into or goes out of that studio, as is demonstrable whenever you are in there recording an ad, Scott, because we hear things like, "Get your chicken fries for $4.99."
Wait, who's got chicken fries for $4.99?
What?
I think
Must be
like
in the
Boston
Alberta.
Pizza or
What?
something.
Chicken
Yeah.
fries?
Yeah.
Oh,
in
man.
Brandon, Manitoba.
Oh, you were recording for Brandon, Manitoba.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want chicken.
So I'm just there in the middle of the afternoon trying to watch the legislature. Yeah, Caroline Cochran stands up, very important answer about something of the day. You know, why on earth did you say that about tourism? I do not know. And chicken fries, $4.99 at the background. Like, oh, there's Lecter.
Kick me in the bucket of chicken.
Yeah.
Kick you- is it really? Is that
It
one
was
of
some
those-
stupid line like
Kick me in
that.
the bucket
Yeah,
of
and I had,
chicken.
it was a line. It was something that nobody ever says, like a phrase that I've never ever heard used before.
Yeah.
And some brilliant commercial writer wrote it into a script,
And it needed to be yelled.
and it needed to be yelled. Yeah,
Kick me
I
in
was
the
a
bucket of chicken.
excited male voice.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So yeah, you know,
Yep.
you got to play the part.
Absolutely. You got to scream that.
Anyway, so yesterday, we were working away yesterday afternoon, and I'm in Studio 2, and I was in the middle of recording a voiceover for a City of Yellowknife ad.
Okay. So you're
And-
screaming already.
So I'm screaming,
Yeah.
naturally, as the part calls for.
Yeah. 52nd Street will be closed from 8 to 4.
Oh, when it gets into a snow removal season,
man.
that's when the voiceovers really get frantic.
The hard sell.
And all of a sudden, I don't know if it was because we had all our windows open because it's been kind of hot in here lately, but a plane flew over and it just took over the entire soundscape of the studio.
Yep.
So because I was in the middle of recording, I had the mic live, and I caught some raw audio from yesterday
Oh,
afternoon
nice.
that I thought
Perfect. Yeah.
was very amusing. So here we go.
Okay.
Residents who wish to renew residents struggling a little. Here comes the plane.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It was a jet. I was expecting a bush plane.
Off plane. There's Ollie screaming in the background.
Chicken strips.
And I couldn't believe how long it lasted. And then the defeated sigh.
Oh, good. That did not catch anything like as much of me as I thought it would have done.
Jack up that fader a little
That's
bit.
very close to ASMR stuff.
See if we can catch Ollie in the background
All right,
here. So
I've jacked it up.
This is just after I've expressed my distaste. Off plane. That's a little unnecessary plane. What else can you do but try and reason with it, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's all you can do.
It just seemed a little much.
It did seem a little much.
Get on the plane's level. Try to talk him down.
There we go.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
There
got to
you
be in
go.
a liner or something. I was expecting like a bush plane because they're notoriously loud and they're a little lower in the sky, but that sounded like
It sounded like a bomber.
it sounded like
headed
the
overhead
Canadian
or something.
the old Canadian North 737. So Canadian North has a couple
You can
737s.
pick that out.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So they've got the one with the newer engines, the new bigger engines that you see on the WestJet 737s, and
Right.
they got one that's like an old Pacific Western plane, which has the smaller turbines, and the smaller turbines create way more noise.
Oh.
So the older 737 creates a ton more noise than the newer engines.
Look at this guy.
I know.
I have no idea what the science is behind that. I've just noticed it because I work next to the airport.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that would make sense.
Yeah, so that one creates a ton more noise. So that sounded like that's what
Yeah.
that was.
So your voiceover recording career at Ford is just doomed.
That's right. I have no idea what's going on over there. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Little
Last-
disruption to our workday.
Blasted planes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Well, I gave it the gears, as you could hear.
You did.
So
That was great.
Hopefully it felt bad. Ollie was right there with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's make a liner out of that. That's a touch unnecessary, plane.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
It is gray outside. I don't know what to do.
Jesse, before we go any further, can I just say,
Ugh.
I think you're doing a great job.
Oh, I hate you. God, I hate when you do this. It's so disingenuous. Why?
I just do. It's how I genuinely feel.
I hate you so much.
Why?
I don't know where this is going, where it's coming from, and I don't like it. And
Well-
now everyone's like, well, Scott's such a nice guy. Why don't you just take the compliment? It's like, well, you don't know Scott like I know Scott. You don't know the private Lecter, all right? He is not as nice as you think. Can't even get through it without laughing.
And when I say things like this, it just makes you nervous.
It throws me off.
I
It throws
know.
me off. I don't know what to do. I'm just used to people poking me in the stomach and going, hey, big guy. And I'm like, Anyway, what?
You're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah,
on this,
I am.
yeah,
Because
okay.
you were like, well, you were about to say, well, here's the thing or something. What is it?
I think you're doing a great job.
Okay, great. Thanks. And?
But
But. Yeah, there it is. Everything before but is bull.
what?
Yeah.
You got snippy with AJ last week.
I did.
And it's been sitting with me.
Is it? Okay, tell me about it.
Well, he's not here.
No, he's not. So let's talk about it.
No, I don't want to get into it. But
No,
I
no,
do think you're doing a great job.
AJ's white privilege is just it's overtake. It's just it gets to me.
That's
all.
fair. That's
it.
fair.
No, I mean, you know what? I mean, it was. Yeah, and we don't need to go into it, I guess. But I mean, it was just like, yeah, we got into it a little bit. It was a little bit of a back and forth, and it was a misunderstanding. So
Yes.
it was he put up a thing for the show.
Yes.
I didn't read it. And then he came back to me and he's like, did you read that thing? What do you think of that? And I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't see that. And I thought he said under his breath, I was like, well, great, good for you for ignoring it. And I was just like, you know what? I don't need that. And then he's like, I didn't say that. I was like, all right, well, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was a pretty good, retelling.
I apologize for it like
You did.
40 seconds later.
Yeah.
Because I realized that he didn't say it. I misheard him.
Yeah.
And and I, you know what, and I'll take this opportunity to publicly apologize to AJ. Because I guess he needs that. Ugh.
No.
All right.
He hadn't I hadn't even really thought about it, but I thought it'd be funny to bring up.
It's
That's
gotta be
all.
funny to bring that up.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I also wanted to bring it up to say that I feel like I feel like sometimes you come in here and you,
act like a giant prick.
No,
listen.
No. I feel like sometimes you feel like you're removed from what's going on.
Are you in my brain right now? This is exactly how I've been feeling for weeks. Because I'm not here. I'm here
I'm
here for my 2 hours, and then I gotta go. I gotta go to work immediately, and I'm not taking my nap anymore afterwards. So and I mean, and it was the switch out of doing it at home, and then like now getting up at 5:30 again, and doing all that. I haven't been sleeping well. It's a number of things.
Yeah.
And but I definitely feel detached from the for example, the thing we were about to talk about, which is Yellowknife Takeout Week. I saw ads for it for about a week, and I was like, I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea that we're involved with this, but now I know what it is.
If it makes you feel any better, it caught me by surprise.
Oh, good. Well, this part of this, which is interesting and also exciting,
Yes.
is that for the first year or whatever, year and a half, 2 years, we were all involved in every little thing that happened, right? So there's Ollie does his thing, AJ does his thing, Adam was doing his thing, and we were doing our thing on air mostly. Ollie was doing the news and being on air with us, and now he's doing his COVID corner thing. And there are now moving pieces that don't require input from all of us.
Right.
So for the first couple of years, it was like, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? And there would be times where even you or I would be like, oh, I don't care. Whatever. Yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we've kind of moved into this
Shareholders agreement.
shareholders agreement.
Really? Do I have to be here for
I have to
this?
vote on this? I don't care. But no, so we've moved into phase 2, I guess, or phase 2 or phase 3 or whatever you want to say.
Of Cabin Radio?
Of Cabin Radio. Oh. So we're allowed to say different things now, and we're allowed to travel.
Allowed to say certain curse words on
That's
the air
right.
now.
Oh, I can't wait. But no, there are now moving parts that do not require input or fingers in the pie or whatever.
Right.
So there's always going to be kind of a natural kind of separation from that.
Yeah.
And then there's me, who's just not in the studio all the time. And now that we're back in the studio, you, AJ, Ollie, and Sarah, and now Emily are so five of you are here more often. Yeah. And then the core 4 are here a lot, doing a lot of things. So there's a lot of things going on that I'm not aware of or privy to or whatever. Right. So there's a natural kind of feeling of being a bit separate. Mm-hmm. Also, I'm the only one not getting paid. So there's something like that. But I mean, I spend most of my time at my other job, right? Because that's the job that pays the bills.
The reality.
I'm here to do my thing here and help out in whatever way I can. But yeah, and I'm no longer asked to do videos because I rarely am able to. So I think everybody just kind of gave up, don't even bother. He can't do it. So there's that too.
Yeah. So all of that is absolutely true, and I feel like there are times when you might think about how we're operating when you're not here, and I can't help the feeling that there's a picture in your head of us just as soon as you leave, it's just party time.
It is,
and we're just
I know it is
the best time ever. It's not true.
Okay, great.
But it's not the dance party that I think your imagination.
Oh my God, I don't imagine that at all. As soon as I leave this place, I'm like, well, I'll be back tomorrow.
But I did want to say, because I know that natural, the state we're in, how we're operating, there you do feel, understandably, detached a little bit sometimes.
Let me take a guess as to where this is coming from. Ollie pulled you aside and said, listen, just pump Jesse's tires. Because he is on the edge. And we need to inflate his ego a little bit.
No.
Which is true.
No, he took me aside and he said, I think you're a little too complimentary to Jesse. You could tear him down a little
bit.
Bring him back down to earth.
A little bit, yeah. No, he was just listen, you think you could do this show alone?
I think you're ready.
Quite
frankly.
That's right. Well, you already do a fantastic show on your own, which is the 90s at 9, which is amazing. So I'm not going to, you know what? We've done this before in messaging. You've messaged me hey, listen, you're doing a great job. And I'll message back, hey man, I don't do a good job without having good people around me,
Right.
and having you to bounce off of is the best. Like
Yeah.
it's my favorite. And then you just don't reply at all.
I
And I'm like-
refuse to
And I'm
take
like,
that compliment.
accept the compliment,
No,
you little jerk.
I won't do it.
All right. See, this is how we do.
That's also I said that when I was putting together the best of Mornings at the Cabin.
Yeah.
So I was listening to like the best stuff we've ever done. It was maybe a false, you
know what? I think we should do the worst of Kevin, and this break will be right at the top.
But I wanted to say, and I've
I
been
hate
meaning
this.
to say
This
all
is
week,
terrible. This is terrible.
that you are doing a fantastic job. And all sincerity, I know
I'm
it
just
sounds like
gonna
I'm being
say thank you.
sarcastic. I can't help it.
I'm going to say thank you, so you shut up.
Okay,
Okay.
great job, buddy.
Thank you very much. So, anyway, Yellowknife Takeout Week. Go get food, win great prizes. Yellowknifers can win up to a $1,000 gift certificate from Canadian Tire by supporting takeout from any local restaurant. Now, you can do it from chains, but we're encouraging you to do it from local food vendors,
Yes.
right? That's what we want. You get more entries if you go for local food vendors. If you do 5 local food vendors between the 10th and the 17th of June, you'll get 2 entries into the is it 2 entries? Pardon me. 3 chances
Three.
to win. 3
Yeah.
chances to win with 5 local restaurants supported. Share your receipts or keep your receipts and take a picture of them, send them into us or whatever. And don't send them by mail. That's weird.
Facts.
Send them by fax. And then all the receipts have to be dated between these 2 dates, June 10th and June 17th.
Yeah.
All have to be at least a minimum of $20, not including delivery charge. So it can't be like a $15 meal with a $5 delivery charge. It's got to be Gold Range style. They will not deliver until you reach $20. So I'm like my combo C and I don't know, another order of chow mein, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I do every time.
Hey, you want leftovers anyway, right?
Absolutely do.
Yeah.
Just 2 combo C's is what I should do every time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So do it this week. And we went to the Woodyard last night, got a little takeout. We've been doing that pretty regularly. And then, got it home. And, of course, I think I'd realized before, but then had the realization in real time going, oh, yeah, I can't win this. And Phoenix is like, I know. Can you just figure that out? I won $1,000 to Canadian Tire. It's a great prize. It's a great reason to get out and support local eateries. So please do. We know that Gastown Grill is opening up on Saturday. They're doing a soft open on Saturday. So it's back. It's back, baby.
Right
and I
on.
saw one of Atai's van at the dealership yesterday, so they're getting their final tune-ups before they head out. Get out there, support local eateries. This is the time. This is the place. If you're able to do it, please do. And try to win yourself a little bit of a prize. So that's awesome. Not even a little bit of a prize. $1,000.
Yeah.
That'll buy me a kayak.
Hey, Jesse.
Huh?
That was great.
Shut up.
That was a great job.
Oh, God. This
Well done.
is the worst.
Well done.
This is the worst.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Mornings in the Cabin, Tegan and Sarah. I'm not your hero. Tegan and Sarah, of course, we're set to play the 40th Folk on the Rocks. Of course, that's been delayed, but that's fine. Just delayed a year. It's okay. They'll be back next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they bring back the entire lineup for next year.
I don't think they have a choice.
I don't. Yeah, that's right. They're contractually obligated.
That's right.
So we'll be waited with bated breath. All we have to do is make it through one more winter, 6 more waves of pandemic, and I don't know.
And we'll be good to go.
Possibly a civil war and the upheaval of the entire American state. Whatever. There's
If you want something,
done. You got to do it that way. Yeah.
you want your folk fest, you got to fight for it, pal.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. You're going to have to fight for it. We'll come up with something. On Wednesday night, I had the privilege and the pleasure to record an episode of Clams and Moose with Clams and Moose themselves, and we did it physically distant within Clams' garage, which was lovely. I'd never been to Camel's place before.
Okay.
So I hung out with Camel and Sarah for 4.5 hours.
Wow.
On Wednesday night. And just chatted about anything and everything. Chatted about music, and they had me set up just like with Oli, had to set up a playlist. Mm-hmm. And I struggled with the playlist. Like, one of the questions they sent me was like, "What's your favorite song of all time?" I was like, I even told them that's a garbage question because it's just so hard to pick. Like, what am I supposed to pick?
Yeah, if they asked you your least favorite songs of all time, you just flood them with
hundreds
options.
of songs.
Yeah.
Hundreds of songs. I mean, just tune it to a certain station. But like it was great. So they asked me a few questions based on the music, right? So
yeah.
What's your favorite makeout tune?
Oh.
What's your favorite pump up song? what is your favorite song of all time, and road trip song.
Okay.
And so the road trip song was tough because I just there's actually 2 albums that are like my favorite road trip albums.
Right.
And one is Me First and the Gimme Gimmes Have a Ball, and the other is Survival of the Fattest Volume 1. So those are my 2 favorite road trip CDs.
Okay.
So I picked Country Roads by Me First and the Gimme Gimmes as the song that represents those 2 albums.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then favorite makeout tune?
Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On.
No.
Too cliche?
White Stripes, My Doorbell. Or the other one so there was a couple. I did that one, then I also did U2, All I Want Is You. So that's the 6-minuter. Yeah, that's the 6-minuter, so that's for having a nice romantic makeout session.
Jeez.
I was picking at a quick. I opened up my computer and I was like, oh, whatever, and I threw in a couple there. But that was one.
I'm not going to lie, off the top of my head, I'm not even sure what song that is. I can't think of how it sounds. U2, All I Want Is You.
All the promises you made from the cradle to the grave, and all I want
Okay. Is that
you.
a cover?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
When you first said it, all I could think of was Bono singing Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
That'd be amazing. I want that cover right now. It's those 2 ladies are great.
Yes.
They're so much fun to hang around. And like having them on our show is always great. And that's going back to our days at the other station.
Mm-hmm.
Having them on was just a fantastic time. Always wanted to have them on all the time. And their show, they've been doing such a great job with their show. And now that they're doing these physically distanced but still personal kind of episodes, tiki sessions, because you do them in the little tiki lounge over at Camel's place.
Is that what they're calling them?
Well, I mean, that's kind
pretty
of
cute.
Kind of what we called them that night because we were doing it there. Right?
I like that.
And it was a ton of fun. So that'll air next Wednesday.
Okay.
Honestly, I hope it's listenable because, I mean, I don't get interviewed ever. I don't, and I'm obviously I'm talking all the time, but I don't ever get really asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when somebody
some things are better just left
some
unsaid.
some things are just better not asked or shared or anything. But so it's sometimes, I don't know if you know this, like hearing myself talk. So sometimes it's tough for me to stop.
Right.
So they'll ask me a question and I'll just talk for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, okay. And then
That didn't answer the question at all.
no, not at all. I'll just
we
lose
filled
my
some
thread.
time.
Does that answer your question? No. God, you brought up the Mexican Civil War for some reason. I don't know. It just kind of flowed. But we talked about really. I mean, it kind of focused on the history, my history here in Yellowknife, and kind of my journey back here.
Right.
So it was a ton of fun to do that. So I hope you guys listen to that next Wednesday, and I hope it's any good.
I'm sure it
We
will
spent
be.
a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
But it was a ton of fun. And we just we sat around, had a couple of bevies. She made me the best margarita I'd ever had in my life.
Really?
Ever. Now, I'm not a big margarita drinker, so I haven't had a ton of them. But it was so good. So that's how she started. I came in, gave everybody a hug, and said hi, and really been looking forward to this. And she plops down a little margarita in front of me. She's like, there you go. And had it, and I was like, that was wonderful. So tasty.
And then you chatted for 4.5 hours.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
then you turned the mics on.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then that was just like, well, I was born here, and then, things happen. Whatever.
Did some acting, came back.
Still acting, whatever. But they make you feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
And they're wonderful to talk to.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys listen to that on Wednesday. I won't be listening to it.
No, of course not.
No. It's going to be one of those things where it's just like when I was acting back in the day. If a TV show came on or whatever,
You got to leave the room.
I would just be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to see this. I watched one thing in my entire career, 2 things in my entire career, of when I did professional stuff. It was the first thing I ever did, which was a Flashpoint episode, and then I went and saw Diary of a Wimpy Kid once, and that was it.
I was going to say Welcome to Tundra Dome, but then you said professional stuff. I was like, oh, okay. you must
Well,
not be
okay, but
talking.
there was some professional people involved in that.
Yes.
And I definitely watched that. But that was like returning to actually watching some stuff after years and years and years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Elijah and the Rock Creature, of course, you watched
That's
that,
true.
right?
Absolutely. I
Uncle
did. Yeah,
Jamie.
yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I did watch that. But before it was kind of a rule that I wouldn't ever watch anything.
Yeah.
Because I don't like it.
Yep. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was always, in radio, it's kind of the same way, like, especially when you're starting out.
Yeah.
Listening back to something, which is very important to do.
Yep.
To pick out things that you would like to do better, things that you want, that you want to improve on. It's so important to do that, but it's so excruciating to do.
It's the worst.
Oh.
This is why you when you watch yourself on screen, you're just like, and you've had a chance to think about it, you're like, oh, I could have done that better. I had so many more ideas.
Yeah.
After that,
Where did they happen? Where did they go?
Why they? And then sometimes you're like, why'd they pick that take?
Yeah.
I did a better take than that.
They're trying to make me look bad.
Oh, that's true. Everybody's trying to do that. I do it myself. So that'll air next Wednesday, 8 to 10, Clams and Moose at the regular time. They just had the Sky Plowman episode this week, which was fantastic. I was kind of listening to it as we were doing it, listening to it a little bit, and Moose was listening to it a little bit to see, obviously, if everything was still going well. But
you can't trust me. I understand.
That's fair enough. A lot of compliments about that, and so I hope mine garners some good attention as well. That's all I'm going to say.
Not too much attention.
Not too much.
Just good attention.
Yeah. Just like, I just want my mom to reach out and be like, hey, I listened to it. I'll be like, good. Thanks, Mom. There you go. All right.
Scott says you did a great job.
Scott always says that. And he literally says it to everybody, which makes it less special. Anybody he sees, he'll pass someone on the street. Hey, you're doing a great job.
I should start doing that.
You should.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Yeah.
Or just wait.
I'll probably get punched, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What's that supposed to mean?
Just wear a T-shirt that says you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a great T-shirt. That's a wicked T-shirt.
That's good.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. Yeah.
I'll get punched in the gut then instead of in the face.
Yeah, head or gut. What do you mean? All right. That's going to do it for Morning to the Cabin for this Friday morning. It looks like the sun is starting to peek out. I do see some blue out there. That's awesome to see. Hopefully it clears up for the weekend.
Hot, dry summer.
Hot, dry summer's coming. Right, Environment Canada? Right. All right. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.